What's going on, guys, and welcome to RetroShock. Today we're playing some Renegade on the NES. This is a game I thought would be good to start off the channel because it's one that I played a ton as a kid. It was one of the first NES games I ever played, and it's not a game that a lot of people talk about. As far as beat-em-ups go, obviously Ninja Turtles, River City Ransom, things like that are games that a lot of people talk about, but not so much Renegade. But this is a fun game, and I think it's underrated. I mean, it's not really the most impressive beat-em-up out there. But for me, there's a lot of nostalgia involved with this game. Like I said, it is one of the first NES games I ever played, and it's one I played a lot. I never actually beat the game, though, and I'm not sure exactly how you beat it, or if you even can beat it. There are 4 levels in the game. And the final level is some sort of maze. And all the manual says is that after you die a certain amount of times, it's game over. And I've traversed through the maze for quite a long time and never actually found a way out of the maze. But we'll see if we can actually do it in this video. I don't, like I said, maybe you can't. Maybe it's just all about getting a high score. So surviving as long as possible, I don't know. So as far as the moves in the game, you can do several different ones. The one I usually use the most, as you can see, is the jump kick. I usually pretty much just spam this move the entire time. It's definitely the best move in the game. And what's nice is you can kind of keep your distance with it, and you don't have to go right up to the enemy. Even though I'm kind of still getting hit here. Alright, so here's the first boss in the game. Emmy, which is kind of a, not really the toughest name for a boss, but I just kind of keep my distance from him and use my jump kick. But there are other moves in the game. You can just do a regular punch, a regular kick. You can knee an enemy if they're, I believe the manual said if they're kneeling down, you can knee them, which makes sense. And then when they're down on the ground, you can punch them as well, which I kind of messed up there. Okay, one more hit should do it. There we go. Enemy down. I love these sequences in the middle. Mr. K, you ain't tough enough for me. According to the manual, the guy's name is... well, it refers to the guy as just Renegade. The Renegade. But according to the actual in-game, it says his name is Mr. K. Not sure what K stands for, but... that's his name. It's very mysterious. So that P I picked up as a power-up, so I can kick enemies about a mile. So much fun to do that. I should probably try and do a variety of moves here. What's interesting is he'll actually do a back kick if you're facing right, and a punch if he's facing left. And I believe you can do a regular kick as well with one of these buttons. I don't know. I'm gonna end up dying if I don't use the jump kick, though, because that's what I'm used to doing. I actually really like this sequence here. Bunch of bikers come at you, and you have to try and kick them off the bike, which I'm not doing very well at the moment. So you have to time it just right. There we go. What the heck? Like, I just randomly ran into the wall. I know you can run. I'm not sure exactly what button that is, though. a button combination, I imagine. There we go. This is fun as well. Sort of a... trying to think of the name of the game here. It's the game on the Genesis, where you're riding a motorcycle and trying to kick people off. For some reason, it is slipping my mind at the moment. Alright, so here's boss number 2 here. So as a kid, when I played this game, I never really got past the first... probably the first couple levels. So I would normally die mostly at this level. Probably at the boss. Eventually I did make it to the final level. But it did take me a while. There we go. I'm surprised how well I'm actually doing here. I've not played this game in quite a while. Yeah, that guy still ain't tough enough for me. Okay, this is actually not the final level. This is mission 3. Although it's still in this area, so... yeah, I guess... yeah, this looks like the final level, so I don't know if they just put me into a different area for mission 4. Or maybe it just... mission 4 just looks very similar. I don't know. So according to the manual, these are supposed to be female ninjas. They don't really look that much like ninjas. Just regular ladies in dresses. With pocketbooks. I'm fairly certain that does not meet the definition of a ninja. They do have chains, though. Take that. You ain't tough enough for me. So eventually you do run into some sort of mid-bosses. Or maybe they are the bosses of this level, I don't know. Some really fat guys. that take quite a while to defeat. I think they are mid-bosses, because if I remember right, they were in several different rooms. I like how this bartender's just sitting there. Whatever. I guess this sort of thing happens all the time. Bar fights. Just part of the job. Okay, here's mission 4 here. Yeah, so it looks very similar. It's sort of a city layout. Well, this is during the day, and the last one was during the night, I believe. Or at least it looked like it anyway. Either that or the buildings were just dark colored. So these guys are pretty much exactly the same as the guys on the first level, except I think they're a little bit harder, maybe? But I think this level is a combination of the bad guys from all the previous levels. So as you go through the various rooms, you'll encounter the same enemies again. But yeah, this level is supposed to be some sort of maze. And I have no idea how to get through it, if you even can. There's a timer counting down as well. I forget what happens if the timer runs out. I think you might just die. Man, that guy won't stop dodging. So here are the guys from the bike level again. The biker gang. Alright, so the timer reset as well. So I guess you just have a timer per area. I didn't even notice. There actually might have been a timer on the previous areas as well, but I just didn't notice. You can usually complete the level in plenty of time. They give you 2 minutes, it looks like. Yeah, so occasionally in some of these rooms you're going to run into the mid-bosses that I mentioned earlier. See if I can actually find one. There we go. Yeah, big fat lady. Ah! Yeah, she'll pick you up and slap you. Which does quite a bit of damage. So you have to kind of keep your distance. Also, it takes 3 hits to knock her down, unlike the regular enemies that only take 2 hits. So you kind of have to get the 3 hits in and run, which is not really doing very well at the moment. Kim, you giving up already? No, I'm not giving up. Yeah, see, if you let her get too close to you, she's just gonna do her slap thing. You gotta keep your distance. Man. And unlike the other enemies, you can't actually kick her when she's down. She'll just throw you off, as you saw there. Ah, there's 2 of them. I knew it. Oh, man. This is not good. And I'm dead again. Stupid Kim. Alright, come on. So I'll just play until it's game over here. Because again, I don't know if you can actually beat this. This is as far as I've ever actually gotten in the game, which, I mean, is the final level, but... Because this final level is basically just unlimited enemies. You keep going in and out of doors, fighting more and more enemies. So it's possible that it's just sort of a survival thing. You have to basically defeat as many enemies as you can and get a high score, which was, you know, what a lot of these older games had you do, obviously, is go for a high score. And it's game over. Yeah, so I don't know if this game is actually beatable in the normal sense of the term, because I've never actually done it. That final level is... If there is a way out, it's pretty hard to find. There are tons of different doors to go in, tons of different rooms, different enemies to fight, and it just keeps going on forever, as far as I can tell, unless you can find your way out. But yeah, this is Renegade on the NES. This is a game I played a ton as a kid. This is one of my favorite games on the NES. Probably, I'd say, an underrated game. Again, it's when you think of beat-em-ups on the NES, this is not one that normally comes up. It's not one that a lot of people mention. And I like it. Maybe it's nostalgia speaking, because, you know, I mean, I guess I could see that it's kind of a plain, fairly generic NES beat 'em up. But I like it. I think it's fun. And this is, I thought, was a good game to start off this channel with, since it is one I have a lot of nostalgia for. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.